Okay, so as we all discussed yesterday, the month of Kartik is starting very very soon. What is the date? October
6th, 7th
7th,
October.
7th October. Okay, very good. Okay, and we are going to be starting whatever sadhana we decide to do for the month of Kartik. Thank you, Aditya Prabhu. Good to see you. We will be starting whatever sadhana we intend to do for the month of Kartik from the Ekadashi itself. Okay, we discussed yesterday that it will be our trial period. Okay, so now this Kartik month is very very important to follow. As we discussed yesterday, this is like a Black Friday sale, right? So when there is a sale, just now we had sale on Amazon and Flipkart. So Lokendra Prabhu ordered a new phone. Okay, so similarly, whenever there is sale, we want to buy more. We want to buy more goods. We want to purchase more goods, right? So similarly, this is Krishna's sale. This is Krishna's offer, where Krishna is offering us, more in exchange of less. Okay, but uh, the advantage is that if we do more, then we get even more. Okay, like if we chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a normal day, okay, so that is counted as one round of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But if we chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Kartik, then that will be counted as chanting of 1,000 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, so you give the same 10 rupees. Sometimes you get only a bag of chips, small bag of chips, right? But in Kartik, you get 1,000 bags of chips. Okay, like that. So you chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you get 1,000 times the benefit. Okay, so Kartik is very important, and sincere practitioners of bhakti, those who are serious, those who want to go back to Godhead, those who want to meet Krishna in this very lifetime. And why should we have any other goal in life than to meet Krishna, than to go back home, back to Godhead in this very lifetime? Okay, we have wasted infinite lives, okay, chasing after this thing, that thing, money, women, girlfriend, boyfriend, this thing, that thing, this house, this position, that thing. We have done that infinite times. Still, we didn't carry any of it along with us to our next life. Okay, we started again from scratch. We had nothing except what our parents and the society gave us. Apart from that, we had nothing. Okay, so whatever we worked so hard for, ultimately doesn't last as such. Okay, so for that reason we should actually also put effort into things that are lasting, things that will last not only in this life but in the next life also. Okay, so if you are very sincere, if you are following bhakti very sincerely, the aim should be ideally to go back home, back to Godhead, to Golok Vrindavan Dham, where there is no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. The goal is to reach there in this very lifetime. Okay, in this very lifetime, not to loiter here. Okay, just like if we go to the washroom, we just do our business and come out. Okay, it's not like I make a bed in the washroom and I put a AC and a television and just spend all my time there. Okay, because it's a dirty place. Similarly, this material world is a very dirty place, and we don't belong in this place. Okay, so we have to work work to get out of here, um, and not consider it our home forever. Okay, and it is actually not. Suppose I live in this house, but after some time, I will not be living here. I might be living elsewhere. Yeah, and after I leave this body, Hare Krishna Shubham Prabhu, welcome. If I leave this body, then I will not at all be living here. This house will be used by other people. Okay, but if I put credits in my eternal bank account, okay, that goes with me across lifetimes, then that is beneficial. That will manifest, as some people say, right, tera luck bahut acha hai, your luck is very good, right? Or we see some people, they study very little but get very good marks. Or they didn't do anything in 4 years in college and they got the best placement, and those who worked so hard, they didn't get anything, right? Have you seen that happening? Yes. So this is all. This is a very materialistic example, although this is not what we are looking for at least. But this is all due to past life credits, past life punya. The thing that we say as luck is nothing but past life punya. Okay. So in any case, performing bhakti, whether akama sarva kamo va moksha kama hi udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Okay. Whether you are akam, whether you don't have any desire, sarva kam, whether you have all the desires, okay, or moksha kama hi udaradi, whether you have the desire to attaining moksha, okay. Tivrena bhakti yogena, one should perform tivra bhakti, not very ordinary type of bhakti. One should perform very tivra bhakti, very intense bhakti, okay. One should perform bhakti very intensely. Yajeta purusham param, unto whom? Unto the param purush, who is Sri Krishna, okay. So Sri Krishna has given us this opportunity in the month of Kartik that we do little and we get a lot more, okay. So the person who is very greedy, okay, the person who is very greedy, what he will do, he will try to snatch the maximum mercy that is possible, okay. He will try to get the maximum mercy that is possible, right? So like if I have like this example of sale, so in this sale we try to buy maximum products because I get them at a very cheap price, okay. So Kartik month is sale for devotees. In this we should do our maximum effort towards pleasing Krishna, and Krishna will really reward us with pure devotion and other side benefits that do come along with it. Alright, so we are going to spend this session learning the Damodar Ashtakam, which I also want to learn. I also have not memorized it very nicely. So Preetimai is here. She's my good wife. So she will be running us through the Damodar Ashtakam. Today we will try to memorize and understand the first two verses of the Damodar Ashtakam. This is something that we have to do daily in Kartik. So it's very nice if our consciousness is involved in this, and if we know the meaning of the Damodar Ashtakam, then when we sing it, it becomes all the more joyful. The experience becomes so much better, and Krishna is so much more pleased. Okay, so she will be helping us learn these verses of the Damodar Ashtakam. This will be our first session. We'll plan more of them. We'll inform you as and when we are planning them. Okay, and if we get a good response, maybe we'll have more sessions where we come together and learn these kinds of songs, ashtakams, shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so over to Preetimai.
Hare Krishna, everybody, Dandavat Pranam. Very happy to see all of you, and it is very nice that all of you have shown interest to happily, mindfully and nicely participate in the month of Kartik. तो बहुत बार हम लोग बहुत सी चीज़ें करते हैं even in our regular life. Oh, many times we do a lot of things in our devotional life which might not be done with so much of absorption, and those things done in our spiritual life without much of absorption yield similar results. So we are encouraged to be very mindful during all of our practices and try to become spiritual rather than having just rituals. So yes, we have committed that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vows that I'll be doing in the month of Kartik, but it will be really offerable to Shri Krishna and Srimati Radharani if it is done with our hearts, if it is done with our minds absorbed in that which we are doing. So one of the very sweet moments that a devotee eagerly waits for in a day in Kartik is singing this Damodar Ashtakam. I think you all would have heard it in the beginning of the session. It was being played, and if you get chance to visit your nearest ISKCON temple, you know, evenings are just so beautiful, so wonderful. So when you will know the meaning of this song, you'll relish it even more, and that I guarantee based on last 3-4 years we have been conducting these sessions with devotees across, trying to meditate on the meaning. So the presiding deity of this month is Srimati Radharani, which means she is the person who is the most merciful in this month. She is the personality who will give everything if you offer your heart. And this song is called Damodar Ashtakam. Basically, it has 8 stanzas. So we are going to be seeing two stanzas in each of the class. In this particular pastime, Srimati Yashoda Devi and Krishna, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, were performing some pastime, and that is being depicted. So some of the verses are going to deal with what happened in this pastime, what happened in the month of Damodar Ashtakam. Then naturally, when we are in front of God, we see his beautiful form, we describe the beautiful form. Then a devotee has certain desires in the heart, so he expresses his desires and prayers to the Lord. So that is how the song will flow. And finally, again, we will mention about the various glories of this month. So this is how we are going to go about learning the meaning of the song. So the first 2 stanzas that we are going to see today are going to deal with what happened in this pastime, right? So let us look into the meaning of it. Firstly, I'll sing it for you, and then we will go with the whole meaning of it, and then we'll go word to word meaning, so that we can register it nicely in our minds. So you all can have this song open. I think the link has been shared with you. The link has been shared with you. We're sharing it again in the chat, and it is also shared on your screen as well. So you all can be on mute and try to sing this along with me, because one aspect is we learn the way it is pronounced and what is the meaning of it, right? So as I sing, you all can try repeating after me, staying on mute. Namamishwaram Satchid Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Yashodabhiyolukhaladhavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Drutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Rijantam Karambojayugmena Satankanetram Muhushwasakam Patrirekhankakantha Sthitagrevam Damodaram Bhaktibaddham. Okay, so I hope most of you were able to follow some of the words at least. Yes, no? Yes, no? Okay, thank you. So, just by reading it, is there anybody here who would like to share what did you understand from the first stanza? Or it's completely new, so I should start with the meaning? Anybody would like to share? Okay. Alright. So, Namami Ishwaram. So, Namami, most of you understand, we are offering our obeisances, our respects. Namami. Namami Ishwaram. To whom are we offering this respect? Ishwaram is Bhagwan Krishna. Ishwaram. Okay. Namami Ishwaram. And what is his roop? What is his form? Satchidananda Rupam. So, Namami Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. Sat means eternal. Chit means full of knowledge. And Ananda means bliss. So this form of Sri Krishna, the photo that Prabhuji would have sent you of Yashoda Damodar, this picture will be there in your house, right? So every time you're going to sing this, just visualize them in your mind's eyes. That is our absorption, that is our practice, okay? So Namami Ishwaram, I'm offering my obeisances to Satchidanand Ishwaram, to the Lord, whose form is full of eternality, full of knowledge, and full of bliss. Okay. Now, when you visualize Krishna's face, naturally you will see those nice, beautiful, small tinkling earrings, right? And so that is what is happening in the second line of this stanza. Lasat kundalam gokule bhrajamanam. So Lasat kundalam means his earrings are swinging to and fro. Okay. When a child runs, so in India there is a custom that the Brahmanas, they put the earrings in even the boys' ears. Okay, so Krishna has put those earrings in the ear, which are like shark shaped earrings, and when he's running, these earrings are going to and fro. Can you visualize that? Krishna is running, he's got earrings in his ears, and as he runs, these earrings are going to and fro. And where is this whole leela happening? Where is this pastime happening? Gokule Brajamanam. So all of us have our houses, like we stay in Rail Vihar, somebody stays in Paradise Towers, right? So Krishna stays in Gokul. So this is the place where Krishna stays, Gokule Bhrajamanam. This pastime is happening in Gokul. Okay, so you are seeing Krishna, now for the surroundings you see you are in Gokul. Okay, now the Leela begins. Krishna is running. Why is Krishna running? यशोदाभियोलुखलाधवमानं यशोदाभिय ulukhaladhavamanam. So what are all of these words? Yashoda is Krishna's mother. Okay, so bhiya, Yashoda bhiya. Bhiya means out of fear. So out of fear from mother Yashoda, ulukhalada. So you know ukhal. Anybody has heard the word ukhal? Anyone here? No? So yes, Lokendra Prabhu.
So we just reason.
Yes, it looks like the hourglass shape, but it is basically mortar. Mortar कहते हैं? It's the mortar. अगर आप, if you would have seen in the villages, they have this hourglass shaped structure to which they tie the rope to churn butter, right? So this is ukhal. And what was happening in this pastime was, now let's go in the past. Krishna is standing on top of this ukhal because he came to know that Mother Yashoda had made really nice butter, and she had hung it to the ceiling. So he climbs up this ukhal, small baby Krishna climbs up this ukhal because he was drinking mother from Yashoda Maiya, and Yashoda Maiya left Krishna on the ground because she had to attend to the milk that was overflowing in the kitchen, right? So Krishna is very angry. He said, Mother Yashoda left me in the kitchen, and what do I do now? I was enjoying drinking her milk. So he finds his own way to enjoy and climbs up this ukhal and is breaking these pots full of butter, not just eating himself, also feeding the monkeys around. Okay, and as he is doing this, because he is doing this, hiding from the mother, and Mother Yashoda peeps in and sees Krishna is stealing the butter. So he becomes very fearful. Okay, so that is why Krishna was here running out of fear from Yashoda Maiya. And from where he is running, from the ukhal, he comes down from the ukhal, dhavamanam. So dhavamanam is the root word here is dhava, which means run. Okay, so dhavamanam paramrishtam atyantato drutya gopya. So paramrishtam, Yashoda Maiya is running behind. Okay, para means behind, she is running behind, and Krishna is running ahead, and Yashoda Maiya catches hold of him from behind. Paramrishtam, which means Yashoda Maiya catches Krishna from behind. Atyantato drutya. Atyant means faster, right? Atyant means how would you say that in English? Exceeding, right? So she's exceeding Krishna's speed. Atyantato drutya. So she's running faster than Krishna. That is why she could catch hold of him. So paramrishtam atyantato drutya gopya. So Gopya is again Yashoda Maiya, Gopi Yashoda. Okay, so let's just see the meaning of this whole paragraph. Namami Shwaram. As I say this, now try to visualize the scene and the meaning of the words. Okay, Namami Shwaram Satchit Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam यशोदाभियोलुखलाधवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्तो धृत्यगोप्या. Okay, so in simple words, the meaning is, I offer my obeisances to that Lord whose form is full of eternality, knowledge and bliss. In fear of Yashoda Maiya, he's running in Gokul where he resides, and his earrings are moving to and fro. He's running in fear of Yashoda Maiya, getting down from the ukhal or the mortar, and Yashoda Maiya catches him from behind by running faster than Krishna. Okay, so this is the meaning. let us look what is written over here. Uh, to the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokul, who who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. So, are you able to process a little bit of the meaning of this by now? A little bit, not fully, but partially. Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much for your acknowledgements. So, now we move on to the second stanza. Okay? Rudantam muhurnetra. Okay, so again, this is our standard practice. As I sing, you all also try to sing and try to pronounce the words audibly. Okay, but staying on mute. Rudantam muhurnetra yugmam rijantam karam bhojayugmena satankanetram मुहुश्वासकम्पत्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठा स्थितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्. Okay, so this stanza is the continuation of what happened in that pastime in Gokul, okay, the residence of Krishna. So, Rudantam Muhu Netram. So, anybody knows the meaning of Rudantam? Anybody?
Crying.
Yes. So naturally, a child when he is, thank you, Avik Prabhu and Lokendra Prabhu, that is crying. Okay. So naturally, when a child is fearful, he starts crying. You all would have seen the little children in the house. They sometimes just pretend. Okay. So the acharyas give us commentary over here. So that we'll come to after we get to the basic meaning. So Rudantam Muhur Netra Yugmam Mrijantam Karam Bhoja Yugmena Satanka Netram Muhu Shwasa Kampa Trirekhanka Kantha Sthita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. So what follows this pastime? Backstory again. When Krishna was running ahead like this, Yashoda Maiya caught hold of him. Yashoda Maiya said, Krishna, I'm getting so many complaints about you from all the gopis, and it's high time. I have caught you red-handed, right? So I'm going to tie you to this mortar using a rope so that you stop doing your mischiefs. This is a punishment for you, okay? So Yashoda Maiya got some ropes. She tried to tie Krishna up, but it was 2 fingers short. So she said to her gopi friends, hey gopis, get me some more rope, okay? This Krishna is not being caught. Get me some more ropes. This rope is just 2 fingers short. So the gopis bring, she ties up a much longer rope, as long as it was before. But again, when Yashoda Maiya tries to tie Krishna up, she could not. Again, the rope was how many fingers short? 2 fingers short. Okay. So Yashoda Maiya keeps doing this again and again and again and again until she is tired. But she does not stop doing it. It is described that the flowers from her hair are falling. Yashoda Maiya is tired, she's perspiring, okay? So Krishna, out of his love for Yashoda Maiya, feels, okay, I have done enough of my mischief, okay? Now Maiya is very tired, my mother is very tired, so I better get tied up, okay? So Krishna didn't got tied up because of the rope that Yashoda Maiya bought. He got tied up by the love and the devotion that Yashoda Maiya had for Krishna, right? So she was not leaving her efforts. So there's some lesson for all of us here, that in our devotional journeys, we will be making some efforts, but not always seeing the results immediately. So the 2 fingers short is the mercy. So the first finger is our efforts that we are going to be putting in for the 30 days of Kartik, right? And the second is, as we keep going to do it again and again and again and again without feeling tired, Krishna is going to intervene with his mercy and give us devotion and get tied up by our devotion, just like Yashoda Maiya tied Krishna. Okay, are you getting what is going to come in this stanza again? Okay, so this is what you're going to get, but now we get into the pastime, what is happening. Okay, so Rudantam Muhurneta, Krishna was running out of fear and is caught by Yashoda. Rudantam means he's crying. Muhur netra. Okay, Muhu word is going to come multiple times here. So Muhu means again and again. Okay, Muhu. So but how do children cry anywhere? Okay, children cry like so they keep doing that until they get attention. They'll keep crying like that. Muhu. So again and again and again. Okay, so Rudantam Muhur. So Netra Yugmam means, Netra means eyes, Yugmam means two. Okay, sometimes we say Yugal Kishore or Yugal Jodi. So Yugal means two. Okay, so Netra Yugmam means his two eyes. Okay, Mrijantam means rub. Have you seen children cry? Sometimes if they don't even feel like crying, they rub their eyes and fake tears. So Krishna was doing sort of this. He was not really fearful, but he was rubbing his eyes again and again and crying. Okay, with what? Kara. Kara means hands. Ambuja means lotus. So Krishna's hands are called lotus hands. Krishna's face is called lotus face. Krishna's feet are called lotus feet. Okay, so what is Krishna doing? Krishna is crying again and again. Okay, and rubbing both of his eyes with his yugmena. Again the word yugmena came. First it was netra yugmam, now it's karamboja yugmena, means both hands, both eyes, rubbing both his eyes with both his hands. Yes, Kamalanayan, right. So karamboja yugmena satanka netram. So this word satanka is made with two smaller words, which is sa, atank. Okay, so atank we know means fear, right? So sa atank, his eyes, his netra, his eyes are filled with fear. Satanka netram. Okay, so getting the picture here. Rudantam muhur netra yugmam mrijantam karamboja yugmena satanka netram. So he is fearful. Okay, with the fearful eyes he is looking at Yashoda Maiya. Now what is happening? Muhu Shwasa Kampa. Again, can anybody tell us the meaning of Muhu? Anybody remembers? We just discussed it.
Face, mouth.
No. Muhu. We saw it in the first.
Oh, sorry. Again and again.
Again and again. Right. Thank you. Right. So Muhu Shwasa. So Shwasa means breathe. Okay, so Krishna is breathing again and again. Okay, so when a child does that, he's using all his lungs to take some breath inside. So Kampa, and because of that he's trembling. Kampa, we have heard this word Kampa, right? It means trembling. So he's trembling and breathing again and again. And so Krishna's neck is said to be like a conch, shank. Okay, and you would have seen conch has three lines. Where you hold it, it has got three lines. Okay, so the Muhu Shwasa Kampa means tremble. Tri Rekhanka, tri means three, Rekha means line, Anka means is marked. Okay, so his kantha or his neck is marked with three rekhas, three lines. Okay, and on this neck, on the chest of Krishna, resides a pearl necklace. Okay, so what will happen if Krishna is crying with that much vigor, trembling and breathing again and again? What will happen to that pearl necklace? Okay, that will naturally move to and fro, right, as he is breathing. And then finally it is said Damodaram, that is the name of Krishna in this month. Dam Udar means his udar or his stomach, belly is tied by dam, rope. Okay, so that is the name of Krishna in this month. That Krishna who is bound by his belly with a rope. Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. Again, we discussed the story behind it. So Krishna was not tied by the dam. He was not tied by the rope, but he was tied by bhakti. Bhakti Baddham. Baddha means tied up. So he was tied up by the bhakti or devotion of Yashoda Maiya, and in general is tied up by the bhakti and the loving devotion of a devotee. Okay, so we will sing this again, and you will try to visualize as much as you can, and then we'll go to the meaning of it finally we'll end the session by all of us trying to unmute and singing this all along, like together. Okay. So as I recite this, I'll be also doing some actions. I'm sorry, it looks like a kindergarten teacher, but it helps you remember also. So let's go ahead with the second stanza, and try to pronounce the words, but more importantly, right now try to meditate on the meaning what we have discussed. Okay. So rudantam muhurnetra yugmam mrijantam karambojayugmena satankanetram मुहुश्वासकं पत्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठा स्थितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्. Okay. All right. So we look at the whole meaning of it without going into the given meaning. So Krishna is crying again and again and rubbing both of his eyes again and again with both of his lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and so he's breathing again and again, and his body is trembling, because of which the pearl necklace situated on his chest moves to and fro. I offer my obeisances to such Lord Damodar, who is not tied by any rope but is tied up by bhakti or devotional service. Okay, so let us go into the given meaning once again. So seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand. Okay, so as Yashoda Maiya was tying Krishna, she also, to increase the fear of the child, to give more punishment, she had a stick, a whipping stick also in her hand. Okay, so seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, like a shank, is shaking. That pearl necklace is shaking because of his quick breathing, muhushvasakampa, due to crying to the Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with the ropes but with his mother's pure love. I offer my humble obeisances. Okay, so I hope we got some meaning of it. Now the practice is like, for the next 5 to 7 minutes, first I will chant a word, then all of you will unmute and try to pronounce that. Okay, so we will also try to get the pronunciation clear. Okay. Namamishwaram.
Namamishwaram.
We request more participation because we saw all of you were here actively. So we request all of you. I think Pranay Prabhu, Avik Prabhu, Abhishek Prabhu, Jigyasa Mataji, Sushant Prabhu, Sanjay Prabhu, Shaurya Prabhu, Shaurya Mataji, Anu Mataji, Tarsh Prabhu, and Trent Prabhu to also unmute. Okay, so let us make use of the time we are here for. Otherwise, why waste a weekend, right? So let's try to pronounce it also. So please do unmute and do sing it behind as we are doing this practice. Namamishwaram Satchit Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Yashoda Bhiyolu Khalad Bhavamanam
धावमानं
परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो
परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो
Let's do this again. Paramrishtam
परामृष्टम्
Atyantato
अत्यन्ततो
Dhrutyagopya.
धृत्यगोप्या.
Anybody has any challenges pronouncing any of the words in this first stanza? Anyone? Any word that you didn't follow? Everybody followed everything? Yes? No? Okay. Alright. Let's try to sing now 2 lines at a time. Okay? So I'll sing the first 2 lines and then you are going to repeat it all together. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Bhajmanam Yashodabhiyolukhaladhavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Dhrutyagopya. Sorry, I did the whole stanza. So you all can try doing the whole stanza.
Namami
Alright, thank you. I think we had a 60% participation and which was good, which was encouraging. So let us move on to the second stanza. Again, we do one word and then we do the whole stanza, I think, at a time. Okay, we huh? Okay, at a stretch. Okay. Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Mrijantam Karambhoja Yugmena Satanka Netram Muhu Shwasa Kampa Trirekhanka Kantha Sthitagraivam Damodaram Bhaktibaddham. Okay, so Prabhuji is saying a better approach will be we go line by line, so we will do that. Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Rijantam Karambhojayugmena Satankanetram Muhushwasakam Patrirekhankakantha Sthitagraivam Damodaram Bhaktibaddham. Let's do it all together. The whole of the second stanza. Rudanta Muhurnetra Yugmam Vrijantam Karambhojayugmena Satankanetram Muhushwasakam Patrirekhankakantha स्थितग्रहणं दामोदरं भक्तिपदम्. Okay. Anybody here, just to end the session, would like to share any of the meaning or any of the things that you remember from these first two stanzas that we saw today? Any point that struck you before we get into the meaning? Any point that really touched your heart? You felt like, oh, this is something I can visualize as I offer the lamp every day or as I sing this song every day. Anyone who would like to share?
For me, it would be Satanka Netram.
Okay. All right. You are enjoying Krishna's pastimes. So this is how he's looking with fear. Okay. So what I'm going to do today is share some pictures. Okay. And as you go through these lines, you can associate all of these lines to those pictures. That will also help you visualize it better. So we have picture by picture, of this first two stanzas. So that will be really easy for you to visualize and also remember. So okay, for Lokendra Prabhu it was Satanka Netram. For Avik Prabhu, no.
Shubham.
For Shubham Prabhu, it was Bhakti Baddham. Oh, that is really something we can take away. That Krishna is not caught by anything, but he is only caught by devotion, right? Bhakti Baddham. He was not really tied by the ropes that Mother Yashoda tied. And even Sahibdev Prabhu says Krishna is tied by his mercy and not merely by our effort. So those are the two fingers short, right? We were discussing the rope was always getting two fingers short. So the first finger is our efforts, which he kept doing. But the second finger was covered up when Krishna wanted to show his mercy. So we as sadhakas, we as somebody who are really trying to love Krishna, need to put in our efforts, like teenage love, the boy, he keeps chasing the girl, not even teenage, maybe till even boys when they grow older, they'll keep chasing the girl until they get the girl, right? So they'll keep putting in the efforts by various means, giving her gifts, talking good about her, giving her good smile, or whatever. That is our way of showing love. But we have to show this love, to the person who can reciprocate to this love beyond our imagination, and we will never be disappointed, never ever, right? So in material world we can have breakups, or even getting into a relationship we might not be able to be so happy, but this relationship where you given little love, you will get many fold in return, right? So there was Avik Prabhu's contribution, I think so. Gokule Brajamanam. Yeah. So it is very important that we say, if we love somebody, we're going to stay with them together. So what is this place where if we love Krishna and Krishna is happy and shows his mercy, where do we get to stay with him? In Gokul, his abode, his house, right? So Gokule Brajamanam. So if you see that picture again of Damodar Leela, usko chota kar dejna. So this is Gokul in the background. Beautiful green grass, beautiful cows decorated with jewelries. Even the cows there are decorated with jewelries. That's the opulence of Gokul. Okay, even the beautiful gopis, the soft green grass, and the effulgent dham, which is never dark. Okay, which is never in darkness, but is ever glowing with the brightness of Krishna. So this is Gokul for all of you. Okay, so that was Avik Prabhu's contribution. Madhav Prabhu says, I was watching the serial Jai Shri Krishna yesterday, so I'm recalling this fake crying in the episode, which was so sweet. So this reminded me of that. Yes, Krishna is the biggest trickster, and if you watch his pastimes, they are really sweet and pleasure giving. So that is why we should keep hearing about the pastimes of Krishna. They're not ordinary. So thank you, Madhav Prabhu, and all of you for sharing in and actively participating. So we will be pausing the session here until we go to the next two stanzas in the next weekend, I believe.
2nd October.
2nd October. And if anybody has anything to share or any questions, any place where you do not recollect the meaning of it, now is the time. We have 2 minutes until we end. So anybody?
Mataji, what's the meaning of Sthita Graham?
Okay, so Lokendra Prabhu says Sthita Graivam and Avik Prabhu says first stanza, last line. So Sthita means situated, right? Sthita means situated. What is situated on the three Rekhanka Kantha? What is situated on the Kantha of Krishna? Can you tell me now? A pearl necklace.
The pearl
Yeah.
necklace.
So Graivam is the pearl necklace. So three Rekhanka Kantha Sthita Graivam. Okay, on the three neck marked with three lines is situated Krishna's Graivam or the pearl necklace. And the last line of the first stanza is basically Krishna running. That was the first part. Krishna is running out of fear of Yashoda Maya. And now even Yashoda Maya starts running and catches hold of Krishna from the behind by exceeding the speed of Krishna. Okay, so para means behind, amrishtam. So paramrishtam, Yashoda Maya catches hold of Krishna from the behind by atyantato drutya, by running faster than Krishna. So that just in Sanskrit words are here and there. So paramrishta means catches hold from behind, atyanta drutya means running, gopya means Yashoda. So Yashoda catches hold of Krishna from the behind by exceeding the speed of Krishna. Okay, anybody else? As just go through these first two stanzas and see where you're getting struck. Drutya means run, I think so. Let me just see the word to word for it also. Drutya means chasing after him quickly. So atyantam is very much, exceedingly. Tatam drutya, it is like atyantato drutya gopya, right? So atyant tatam drutya gopya, atyantato drutya. So tatam drutya means chasing after him quickly. Okay. Okay, we come back to the first two stanzas again. Any other meaning, any other word which you would like to know? Take a minute to silently read all these 8 lines. Mrijanta means rub. So maybe you can just look at me and remember this action. So Rudantam Muhur Netra Yugmam means two. Yugmam Mrijantam. Mrijantam with what? Karamboja Yugmena. Yugmen again means two. Karamboja means Kara Ambuja. Kara means hand. Ambuja means lotus hands. Okay, Ambuja means lotus. So Rudantam Muhur Netra Yugmam Mrijantam Karamboja Yugmena Satanka Netram Muhu Shwasa Kampa Trirekhanka Kantha Sthita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. Okay. So I think we can pause here for today. Our time is up, and we thank all of you for the enthusiastic participation, and we are looking forward that you gear yourselves up. As a practice, keep hearing this song again and again and again. That will really help you to memorize it. Dhavamanam is basically running, Aditya Prabhu. Dhava is the Sanskrit root word. Dhavamanam means running. Lokendra Prabhu has also shared the link of KK songs where this song or the Ashtakam has the word to word meaning, that which I have referred for this session. So you can do that in your free time. But do remember, we will again share it with you. Keep playing the song again and again, muhu, muhu, again and again, yes, so that you can have it registered in your minds. So thank you so much, and Shri Kartik Manth ki jai,
Jai.
Srimati Radha Rani ki jai,
Jai.
Shri Shri Yashoda Damodar ki jai,
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to all of you, Hare Krishna. All glories to all of you, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to all of you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone. Thank you Pritimai. So we will be meeting again on 2nd October, since it's holiday for everyone, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and we will cover verse 3 and 4. Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you on the 2nd. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.